Hey guys, welcome back to Hope with Jonathan. I'm going to have another show here tonight. Hey guys, due to unfortunate circumstances, TJ Sakowski will not be joining us tonight. He is actually not feeling 100% tonight. You guys keep TJ in your prayers. TJ Sakowski, he has a Facebook page. TJ needs a kidney. He's going to reschedule with me, but he wasn't able to attend tonight's meeting. And let's keep TJ in prayer, and we'll definitely have him back on the show with us at Hope with Jonathan. And guys, again, you guys keep him in prayer, and we're going to keep sharing for him and keep advocating for him. But guys, tonight I have a very, very special guest. He was going to be my co-host, but tonight he's going to be my guest, Mr. Jared Brown from the Warriors Quest show. Man, this guy is amazing. He interviews patients who are in need of a living donor. And, he is just an inspiring individual who is involved, thankfully, with, in the kidney community. And I'm inspired by Jared. All of his interviews are amazing. I watched his interview last night with Dawn Krakowski. And she actually did two shows last night. So Dawn's doing her thing. I think she's going to be on another show soon. But guys, please let's give Jared a special welcome to my show. So I had some technical difficulties there with my special guest video. Let me see if I can try that again, guys.
Hey, what is up? What is going on? Hey, can you hear me okay?
You fine.
Yeah,
I'm having some technical difficulties. It was hanging a little bit, so I have to work through that.
Worries. But yeah, no worries at all.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been there with some of your
that happens.
stuff. So, yeah. But hey, Jared, man, I really appreciate you coming on. I love what you do. You're inspiring. I can't believe I'm actually interviewing you because just a couple of months ago, you were interviewing me, and I was in need of a kidney. And then I ended up a couple of weeks later, I got a kidney.
Right.
And I came back on your show, and man, I was just like, life has just moved so quickly. And I really appreciate you coming on. And so you're the host of a Warriors Quest show. And what inspired you to start doing a show to interview kidney patients?
Right. That's a good question. So it really stems from back when my sister-in-law was battling kidney disease herself. she was diagnosed with kidney disease back in 2008, and man, I I remember the these really bad headaches that she used to get, and and I have high blood pressure, and so she and I would talk a little bit about headaches and stuff, and then
Yeah.
finally she got diagnosed with kidney disease, and then all of a sudden, everything started to make sense because of her headaches, and there were some other symptoms that she was having, like numbness, like some of her fingers and hands were numb, and so
Yeah.
some things, started to make more sense, and so fast forward a little bit, it started to digress, get worse. She had to go on kidney. She had to go on dialysis, and
Yeah.
2014 she went on dialysis, and that took a toll on her as well. You know
Yeah.
how that can be, and
Yes.
so she just her she made a plea in 2016. I have it saved. It's it's a Facebook post that I saved because it had such an impact on me. All right,
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
did.
Right.
She's a very private person, Jonathan, and
Yeah.
some of it's her personality, and some of it may be where she comes from. She's from Ethiopia, and she
Okay.
just doesn't. You probably have never seen her post anything on Facebook. You
Yeah.
probably haven't. She just
Yeah.
doesn't do that very often. And so when she did
Yeah.
post something, it made, and because I know her personality, it made such an impact on me.
Yeah.
She had some donor candidates that had come forward, that they were declined by the hospital. And okay, all of you kidney warriors out there, if you know this feeling that I'm about to talk about, please comment. But all right,
Yeah.
if you've ever had somebody come through to be a donor, and then they're declined by the hospital for this, that, or the other, that's the roller coaster ride of emotions, and it
Oh
started to
yeah.
weigh on her. It really
Yeah.
got her distraught, all right, really dejected emotionally, and she
Right.
took those emotions, expressed them on a Facebook post, and oh man, it hit me hard. It did. And
Oh yeah.
all right, you and I are both believers, okay? And
Oh yeah.
I feel strongly that this was an inspiration. Okay, this was something that inspired me. Okay, and sometimes God talks to us. Well, He speaks to us all the time, but sometimes directly sends us inspiration about something, and and
Yeah.
sometimes we don't act on it. And I had
Right.
to act on it because I knew that this was something I could help her with, and I could do more than what I was doing.
Yeah.
Because love the emoji, the little prayer symbol, right? It's great. And I
Right.
love it when people pray. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Prayer is
Right.
powerful. We both agree
Yes.
about that. But
Yes.
there must be more than just prayer. And that's what I felt like I had to do, is I had to do more than just pray. And so at that moment, I decided that I was going to do more. And I created a Facebook page. So this was the very first Facebook page that I had created for a living kidney donor search for somebody. It was for her, for my
Yeah.
sister-in-law. And
Yeah.
when I did that, I made Jeff an admin, invited him to be the admin, and then he and I
Yeah.
went on this campaign. We went on a search, and we started doing things that we really had never done before. We
Uh-huh.
kind of we started making posters and videos, and man, if you could see some of our earlier stuff, you kind of giggle and laugh because they weren't really that good, but it was the
Yeah.
effort, if you know what I mean, and
Oh yeah.
people saw what we were doing, and so it just caught on like a contagion,
Yeah.
because we'd share photos of her, my sister-in-law, their daughters together, family photos, and then they'd see our raw emotion on videos in regards to how we were talking about how we strongly felt about her and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
so we had 30 plus people. I mean, we lost count. We had 30 plus candidates come forward to be a
Wow.
donor for her. It just
Wow.
caught fire. It really did. But
Wow.
she has a high sensitivity. My twin brothers talked about this many
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
It's called a PRA.
PRA.
And she had a high PRA, a high sensitivity
Mm.
to antibodies.
Yeah.
And so all of these people, 30 plus people, were declined by the hospital. And
Yeah.
again, it just continued to be really
Yeah.
emotionally, it was a downer, but I was the cheerleader. Okay. Surprise. Cause I always come with energy, right?
Right.
I'm always with the energy, and I was with
Yeah.
them. And I would always continually try to keep them up. I was the
Yeah.
cheerleader. I didn't necessarily have pom poms. Don't get me wrong, but not that having pom poms with a guy is wrong. I just didn't have them, um,
Yeah.
but I did. And God just found a different way.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't from one of our posters directly, in regards to finding a living donor that was a perfect match.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
God, he speaks to us differently. It's not always on our terms, right?
Right.
He
Yeah.
sometimes he puts us in different positions, and then he chooses something that because he knows us better than we know ourselves. And
All
there was
right.
a 37-year-old male that had a heart attack that was about to pass away. So it was bittersweet,
Oh,
as you can
wow.
tell. Whenever
Yeah.
there's somebody that passes away that's a donor, it's bittersweet.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it was a perfect match. So they live in Abu Dhabi, and
Yep.
their transplant hospital was I think it may still be, but it's in Boston, Massachusetts. So they had to book a
Yeah.
flight, and within about roughly about 12 hours or so, she was able to land in Boston and get surgery on May 25th, 2018. She had successful kidney transplant surgery. So, Jonathan, since then, we just wanted to keep paying it forward because that was the miracle that God gave us,
Yes.
that He came
Yes.
through with our prayers. And
Right.
I just felt strongly that if he answered our prayers and helped my dear sister-in-law, all right, and made my twin brother, whom I love dearly, made him happy because his wife is saved. He and Jeff and I just can't sit or stand idly by and see other warriors like yourself and other people, struggle. So we decided to
Yeah.
keep, moving forward and helping others, and then Steve Belcher hit me up and
Yeah.
asked me if I wanted to do a show once a week to kind of spotlight kidney warriors. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That was my next question. I was wondering how you got kind of affiliated with Steve and the urban
Yeah.
media. How you got, because shout out to Steve Belcher. He's an amazing, inspiring guy as well,
Yes,
who
he is.
who
Yes, he
uh, who
is.
loves to educate us about kidney disease and getting the word out and spreading the word about kidney
Right.
disease and all that stuff. So how did you come about getting involved with Steve?
Well, when Jeff and I were making posters and videos trying to find my sister-in-law a kidney donor,
Mm-hmm.
Steve, saw some of our posts, and he'd
Mm-hmm.
comment, he'd share it, and we'd get
Yeah.
dialogue going on, and then
Uh-huh.
and when she finally did have successful kidney transplant surgery, Steve
Mm-hmm.
actually he went live on a video. He did a Facebook Live, and I think he was actually at work, maybe on a break. So, but he went live and and congratulated my sister-in-law, and said big shout out to Jeff and his twin brother Jared, and we
Uh-huh.
just kind of connected, and he saw some of my, our Facebook lives that we were doing for these other, not only for my sister-in-law, but for some of these other kidney disease patients, these kidney warriors, like that we advocate for in the many pages, right? And
Right.
there were some times where I was advocating for this lady, and there were some technical issues. This was back when we were using a different platform, not StreamYard. It was
Okay.
called Be Live TV.
Okay.
And it was a little more complicated, bro. That's why I love StreamYard. It's very simple to
Yeah.
use. And
Right.
anyway, technical issues, and she couldn't get on. And as you may know, in fact, you and I just talked about this offline a moment ago, is that when you spend all this time sharing and promoting a Facebook Live,
Yeah.
it's you can't just let it go sometimes, because
Yeah.
people are expecting something. And so I would,
Yeah.
on this particular time this happened, I just kind of, I went solo, and I just kind of, improvised. And I did that for like an hour, and just kind of improvised. I
Yeah.
didn't have anything, scripted. I didn't
Yeah.
have really anything to say. And Steve watched that, and he was pretty impressed, and just he thought that maybe, that I could be somebody that would do a show on his network. And so he just, again, he hit me up and said, "Hey, listen, I've seen what you do. I like your personality. You smile. You've got energy.
Oh yeah.
And he just said, "Hey, would you like to spotlight a kidney, warrior once a week and give them an opportunity to get their voice heard, get their story told?" And it didn't take 2 seconds out of me. I said yes. I was down.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
started it like March. Oh my gosh, I think it was March 6th, 2019.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's going to be 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years next year. So it's nuts.
You
So it's
you know you've grown and came a long way since then. I've seen some of your older stuff,
yeah,
uh, and you look a little different. The video quality is a little bit different, and I can tell, as your background and all that, that I can see your logos changed, and you've just evolved. It seems like you've just kept growing and making
yeah,
the show
right.
better, and and I think that's awesome and that's inspiring. And I see you everywhere. You're much like me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter,
Mhm.
and some other platforms. But those are my main three: is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But to you, how has social media played into helping you get the word out? About who you're advocating for and kidney disease and all that stuff. How do you think social media works in that way?
Well, I think social media is a great tool. It could be your best friend, or it could be a detriment. It's all in what you make it. If
Yeah.
you're somebody that maybe wants to go full force and say something that maybe is controversial, especially recently, this year in 2020, you
Yeah.
can put something out there, and all of a sudden you're going to be ostracized, and people are going to
Oh
go
yeah.
after you
Yeah.
like a lion going after a gazelle or something. But um,
Yeah.
but but it can be your friend. Okay, it can be very powerful, and that I firmly believe that with my sister-in-law, again, even though God found a different way, and it wasn't the avenue that we were necessarily aiming for, but I firmly believe that because we created such a good spiritual storm, all right, that we had such a great unity, such a great amount of people praying, and we were all in unison in regards to we had one cause. And when
Mm-hmm.
that happens and you're together about something like that, okay,
Mm-hmm.
great things happen, especially again when you don't just pray about it, but there's action involved, brother. Faith works that
Yeah.
way. And when
Oh yeah.
that happens, okay, great things great things happen when you get a large group of people doing something and they're supporting each other, they're doing something, and you can get a number of people sharing. I mean, it's been incredible. It's been a great ride because, you know, I've seen some of my earlier stuff too, you know, and it's sometimes I giggle and laugh, but you know, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without having done some of my earlier stuff, you know. So it is what it is. But it's it's a great ride. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of passion for it, and I love doing it.
Yeah. And you could tell too when you do your interviews. I mean, you're passionate. You know, you add like little quirky sayings like "Don't be stingy" and all that stuff. Yeah. So you know, you liven up the show for sure. You know, so so I noticed you also share posts for patients. I guess that you're personally advocating for right now. How many patients are you currently advocating for at the moment, and who are they?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm advocating for 3 people, Tasha Johnson King, and I'm advocating for Gretchen Jackson. I'm also advocating for Jasmine Villa. My Spanish isn't very good. Jasmine Villarreal.
Yes. Villarreal. Yeah.
She's gonna kill me that I can't pronounce her last name.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 people that I'm advocating for directly, and then I also I'm an admin of a page called "We Need a Spare Kidney." I'm the admin on that page, and so it's indirectly a page where I'm the admin and I manage it, where I put all sorts of different things on there, not just specific to one kidney warrior.
Yeah. So in the future, with Warriors Quest, like where do you see the show going, and what would you like to see in the future for Warriors Quest? I mean, I'll give you a little bit of what I see in the future. I see you just continuing. I see you to continue evolving, and and just growing. And I think right now urban media is doing some great things, and with Steve Belcher, and but there's a lot of us that are doing separate things on our own as well. But as a group, we come together, and we're a huge 1-2 punch for kidney disease. And but I think you have definitely a special talent and a calling for what you're doing, with Warriors Quest. But where would you like to see Warriors Quest, I guess, in the future?
Well, I have a certain vision, and then we kind of modify it and stuff like that. That's kind of what we've been doing. Is Steve and I get together and we talk and whatnot, and it's I'm going to answer that and then tell you about how it's kind of the evolution is that in the beginning, when I saw how other talk shows, I wanted us to become more like a real talk show, and to do that, I started watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and I looked at other people that did YouTube lives, and I looked at how they were doing things, and I took a little bit about what they were doing and what I liked, and so one of those things was the video intros, and so I started looking at those, and we were again, in the beginning we were using BeLive TV, and there wasn't a way to do video intros with BeLive TV. I think maybe they've changed that, and maybe you can now, but I started looking at alternatives. StreamYard was one of them, and there were some others too that I was looking at, but I looked at StreamYard, and I love that StreamYard allows you to do some video clips as intros, outros, and then you're also able to use a green screen. And
Right.
so there's some different things like that. And so anyway, so I started looking at adding different things. And so I started doing some different things to kind of make the feel for the show to be more like a real talk show, and,
Yeah.
for example, like the Lisa Baxter show, all right, is
Right.
that she used to, right now when you watch her show on Sunday, all right, and you hear and watch her video intro, it has her singing. That's really her voice. And
Yeah.
as a side note, when you watch it again in the beginning, where on her video intro, there's a voice that says, "Are y'all ready for this?" That's actually my
Yeah.
voice. That's my
Oh,
voice.
okay. Okay. That's
That's my
awesome.
voice. I've actually
I would,
modified it. I
yeah,
modified
if
it
you,
with an app, so it
if,
doesn't sound like me, but that's my voice. It's pretty funny, but
if you wouldn't
um,
have told me that, I would have never known that. That's
yeah.
amazing.
Y'all ready for this? And I made it deeper and I modified it, but yeah, it's my voice. And
Yeah. That
but
is
that's really
cool.
her singing. That's really her singing. Where what I did is I recorded I watched like a previous Lisa Baxter show way
Uh-huh.
back. Okay, before I made the video intros, she used to sing that little jingle all on her own at the
Okay.
beginning of a show, and so I just recorded it, and
Yeah.
then I tweaked it, added some like background music, and just made that all on my own, and then added obviously graphics for the video intro. But anyway, so I for her I kind of envisioned like a kind of like a when you watch TV and there's like a sitcom or something, and then you've
Yeah.
got that jingle that always comes on like Friends or something, some sort of jingle. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
that was my vision for the Lisa Baxter shows, to kind of have that jingle going on like a TV show has, and
Oh,
then with
okay. Yeah.
the Warriors Quest, I wanted it to have more of a medieval sort of feel, because of the warrior
Yeah.
theme, so I've tried to
Yeah.
morph it into something that fits that. But, getting back to your question though, where I see it going is, um, I'd I'd love, I'd love to have more people get interviewed that have some success, not because I want success, but I want to
Yeah.
directly have an impact on people. I want to help people. And,
Oh, yeah.
and so I've got, and there's one person I've interviewed recently, Andrea Kostek, and she did message me, and somebody who watched the Warriors Quest show when she was on it
Hmm.
has actually applied to be a donor candidate for her because
That's
this
awesome.
person watched the show, right? So I'm not sure
Yeah.
where he or she is in the testing because of HIPAA and everything. You don't find out, but
Yeah.
hopefully, cross my fingers that happens. But I really want to, again, I really want to have an impact and I want to help people. And it would be
Yeah.
awesome to hear, that this person was impacted because of my show. That would
Yeah.
be just very gratifying. And that's kind of
Okay.
what I'd like to see is that I'd like to see this show become a place where that hey, I was interviewed on the Warriors Quest show, and man, 2 weeks later, I got a kidney like you did.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
again, Jonathan, I talk a lot about faith, and because
Yeah.
it's who I am,
Uh-huh.
and I can't say directly that everybody who comes on my show is going to be blessed because they came on the show. I can't say that. But
Right. Right.
what I can say is that there's a large number of people that have gone on to get a kidney, whether it's from a living donor or from a
Yeah.
deceased donor angel that have been on my
Yeah.
show. And
Yeah.
so I can't say, with 100% surety that God is blessing these people more because they've been on my show. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I'd like to, think, and I'd like to hope that that I'm doing some good. You and I both believe in hope, and that's what I love
Oh, yeah.
about the show is it gives people hope, and I love
Yeah.
giving people hope, making them
Oh, yeah.
smile, and making sure that they've got a bigger belief in their future.
Yeah. Well, as you know, this show is called Hope with Jonathan, and that's my ultimate goal. We do this from our heart because we're passionate about this. With my personal journey, there was no way that I could just go in a hole somewhere and just forget about it. I needed to share this story to help others, and hope by doing that, I feel like I'm encouraging others and I'm giving other people hope because I received my gift of life, and you can too.
Yeah,
It's just you may have to be patient and wait, and while you're waiting, they need encouragement, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this show. The payment is not in monetary. It's
no,
the
though.
payment is the joy of seeing someone else, getting a life saving donation, or getting that transplant and moving on with life. And even though it's another form of treatment of kidney disease, it's not the it's you're still going to have maybe some issues and things you're going to have to
Right.
deal with and conquer. But it definitely beats dialysis and being on the waiting list and all that. So, uh, but I think it's awesome what you do, Jared. The graphics work that you do for Urban, that they're awesome. I mean, those intros you do are amazing. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on my game. Currently having to use my phone to do everything. So,
Oh,
um,
hey, I do a lot on my phone too, bro. I really
yeah.
do.
But your graphics works are amazing. Like the Lisa Baxter show is really a good one.
Yeah.
When actually I was on the Lisa Baxter show last Sunday and
Uh-huh.
telling my personal story, and so I got to see that intro again. And
Yeah.
I looked at that and I was like, man, that intro is amazing. The music and
Uh-huh.
and then her singing and all that stuff is just amazing. Um, so the only thing on my part is I'm noticing with StreamYard that I'm only allowed to put a certain time limit on my clips. And I don't know if there's something that I
Right.
probably need to get. I need to get with you backstage or something
Yeah.
and figure out how to edit that or fix that.
No, I feel you. Yeah, I've had to play around with that. So there's
Yeah,
so it basically is that it's you can have a video clip, but it can't go beyond 100 megabytes. And
yeah,
so
yeah,
sometimes I've had to trim it so it's not over 100 megabytes on a video clip, and
yeah,
so sometimes you have to trim it a little bit, and
yeah.
shorten it.
Well, on the iPhone, it has to be in .mp4 format, and what happens is it won't take it from the camera roll. You have to actually put it in a folder, and then I can upload it. Um,
Okay.
but anyway, these are just things that I can discuss with you later. But I just think it's great how that you do amazing graphics work and all that stuff. And I wanted to
Yeah.
give you some props on that.
Thank you.
And I think it's great that you're willing to help guys like me who are just getting started in this. And I feel like I could reach out to you. And
Sure.
and your brother Jeff,
Yeah, it's
who's in
amazing. Yeah.
Abu Dhabi. Shout out to Jeffrey A.
Right.
Brown.
That's my twin
Uh,
brother.
yeah, that's your twin brother. And me and Jeff have become good distant Facebook friends.
Yeah.
He's across the ocean
Actual
over
pen
there in
pal.
yeah in Abu Dhabi. But shout out to Jeff, man. He's given me many tips and tools and things that I can do to help advocate. And he's been a great friend and somebody to reached out to me to help me, along with so many others, you included.
Yeah.
Steve Belcher, Jim Myers, Kent Bressler.
Kent's great too. He is.
Yeah.
We've got such a great community, Jonathan. We really do. It's
Oh, we do.
awesome.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Kent. I want everybody to, if they get a chance and come across the video, to go look up kidneysolutions.org. He has many, many patients that he is advocating for currently. And I wanted to ask you, Jarrett, what kind of upcoming projects do you have, going forward with Warriors Crest?
Right, I'd be happy to go over that. So, man, the other evolution part of the Warriors Quest show is in the beginning. I used to actually scour kidney disease Facebook groups to try to find people to be on the show. I'd message them and find ones that are already looking for a kidney donor. And so that used to be and I still do it a little bit, and if I see something, I'll reach out to them. So I do that on a smaller scale. But for the most part right now is, because of the show I've been doing the show for quite some time, I get more referrals now. My twin brother, Jeff, will send people to me. I'll have former guests send people to me. And then I've got some living donors, like shout out to Amy Martin in Nevada. She's a living donor. She'll send people my way. And so it's interesting how that works. And so right now I'm booked till the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
So I'm booked every Wednesday from now until the end of the year. I don't have January 6th scheduled yet. So if anybody wants to be scheduled for January 6th, who's looking for a living kidney donor, hit me up because on an average, our show will get about 1,000 views within at least a week, sometimes more.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to get your.
I'm going to throw in a shameless plug for Warriors Quest down below on the ticker. If you're interested, it's on the ticker down there. The Warriors Quest show with Jared Brown. You can look him up on Facebook, guys. He's looking for people to interview and book next year.
Absolutely. And so I've got some great guests I'll share with you now. I'm going to put the link in here. There we go. So we've got. So I've got right here, I've got D'Angelo Crawford that I'll be scheduling up for November the 18th. Okay. And then a semi-kidney disease celebrity in our community, Raymond Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome, man.
Yes, I love that guy.
That guy is inspiring. He's like a fireball. He's a fireball of positivity.
Yeah, he and Lori are great. Just a great couple. And so he was off the transplant list for a while. Now he's back on. So I'm real excited to have him on the Warriors Quest show.
Okay. Yeah, Ray needs a kidney on Facebook.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I love Ray and I love Lori, and I share for them, and I've been advocating for them with Jeff, along with Jeff. Jeff's known them, and you guys have known them personally for a while now.
Good people, very good people.
Yeah.
And so I've got them on the 25th. December 2nd, I've got La Quaya Goldring, and December 9th, Marshall Parson. And then I've got somebody I met on Instagram. So sometimes I'll also meet people on Instagram. I'm trying to broaden my followers on Instagram. And so I've got somebody on Instagram that I met that she's scheduled for the 16th of December. It's Hadassah Ramika McDonald. I may be saying that wrong. I apologize.
Okay.
But anyway, and then I won't go into all of them that I've got scheduled, but I'm booked to the end of the year. I do have one more opening, though. I'll have to look because I had Thelma scheduled for one date, and then I bumped her up because of because of Mary Mary Bivens, having
Yeah.
poor health. And so
Yeah.
I do have another opening, and I'll have to look at what date that is so that I can make that up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
we've got so much going
yeah.
on.
Yeah. I really appreciate you doing Thelma.
Oh
We
my
had just
gosh,
had her
great.
on our show. And then after she did us, she went over and did Save 1,000 Lives
Yes,
with
she was on the
Nia Shonda.
Shonda's
Yeah.
transplant talk, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then, I seen her, and then, I seen her. Unfortunately, Mary wasn't able to be on your show, and you was able
Yeah,
to, interview with her on the fly. And man, that
yeah.
was great. And
Oh
and
my
I
God.
was like, man,
Yeah,
she's got 3 interviews, and her story is just getting out there more and more. That
it
lady has
was
been
awesome.
through a lot, man.
Oh
A
my
heart
gosh, it was
transplant,
awesome.
and now
Yeah,
needing a kidney. Man,
yeah.
but sometimes it amazes me the more I listen to some of these warrior stories. I thought, my story's pretty bad, but I'm way far down on the list now with some of these people that I've
Oh, I know
listened to their stories, and I'm like, man, my story is way down here compared to some. They are such strong warriors. I can't imagine some of these obstacles that some of
it's
these patients have had to go through.
it's amazing,
You know,
Jonathan. It
yeah,
is.
it is.
It's
It is.
it's humbling, because there are
Hmm.
times where I look at some of my own vulnerabilities, and some of my own failures, and then
Hmm.
and then it's human nature. We get down on ourselves, and then I'll interview somebody, and then I think to myself, what am I even complaining about? Stop the
Yeah.
murmuring, Jared, because
Yeah.
this person,
Oh yeah.
Selma, was
Yeah.
inspiring last night. I mean, it
Oh
was
yeah. Oh
incredible.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and for her to have such a great demeanor,
Yeah.
I seriously felt like I was the one who received more hope from that interview. I was the one more
Yeah.
inspired after that interview. I mean, it was awesome.
She
She just
she has a beautiful
oh,
spirit. She really
really
does.
does.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You know what? I'm gonna definitely keep sharing for her and believing for her for sure. Um,
Mhm.
but just to let you know, guys out there that's wondering what's going on with Jared, you can always check him out on Facebook. I believe he's on Instagram and Twitter. I see him on
Yes.
Twitter sometimes. He may be on some other social media platforms, but that's the main three I see him on. But reach out to Jared, the Warriors Quest Show, and if you're interested in being interviewed. Also, I just wanted to give you guys a quick briefing. I'll go ahead and go over a few things with Hope with Jonathan. So Hope with Jonathan is going to end up, interviewing more patients. I have a lot of people. It's kind of been like a domino effect, almost like a snowball effect. Once people got the word out, seen a couple of shows, I'm getting messages from people that I don't know, and they're hitting me on all different social media platforms. I'm getting sent messages. Hey, my brother needs a kidney. My sister needs a kidney. My cousin
That's
needs a
awesome.
kidney. Can you
That's
help
awesome.
me? Can you do this? Yeah. And so I've got a lot of people that I can reach out to, but I'm also focusing some energy toward kidneysolution.org patients because a lot of them have been on the list for a long time, and I want to show some attention there. And so I'm going to be interviewing some of their patients.
Great.
There's a handful that we've selected for now that we're going to be doing some interviews with. So that's coming in the future.
It's
And
exciting.
yeah, it's very exciting. But my ultimate goal is to help people receive their miracle gift of a life of donation. And
Uh-huh.
like you said, not everybody who comes on a show, they're going to get a kidney because they came on your show. But you just hope that they get their story out there and get it shared, and and let God do the rest from there. Is the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
Because faith, what's it say? Faith without works is dead.
Dead.
And so
Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to put the effort toward it, and then God will put His part into it,
Hmm.
and do the work that you can't do,
Absolutely.
in the spiritual sense,
Yeah.
and our faith is a powerful tool. For those that are believers, they know all about the power of prayer, and the power of God, and what He can do in your life. And I definitely believe that faith is a major factor in going through something like kidney disease. So, but
It is.
you know what, Jared, man, I really appreciate you coming on and doing this show with me. And
Oh, I loved it. Loved it.
yeah, it, it's been amazing. You've shared so much, and I look forward to your future projects. And we're gonna be keeping a watch out on everything that you're doing, and
Cool,
staying in
cool.
contact with you. And I look forward to possibly co-hosting with you, or you coming on and co-hosting with me again.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, who knows? We might get Jeff on here one night
Oh,
with you or something. That would be
I know
cool.
he got to get up early in the morning, but that would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he's always good for at least putting on some sort of costume, whether it be Batman or Flash or
Yeah.
whoever, the Green
Uh-huh.
Lantern. Yeah, so
Right.
yeah.
He's got a
So
plethora of, he's got a bunch of them. Yeah.
yeah, but it's a great tool the way he uses those to do different artist type projects where he does posters and videos, and using like video ooze and just different software or videos, or however you say it. He uses all kind of different software.
He
He
does.
tells me which ones he's using.
And it's and that's what's really really cool. For those of you who don't know, all right, my twin brother, all right, he's very very adamant about learning, and
Yeah,
some of that we do together. I'll feed off him. He'll give me tips. I'll give him tips, and
yeah,
and he's not afraid to look at different things and add to his
hmm
to his his add to his repertoire, so to speak, and to add more
yeah,
skills. And man, it's
yep,
just amazing what he's doing. He's
yep,
added these different things, like there's the video robot. He's
yep,
using that, and he's using like this I think, daily daily creative, or anyway, he's
yeah.
got this other. It's kind of like video robot, but it's more like a
Video, yeah.
cartoon
Okay,
creative something. Anyway, and
yeah. I
he and
think
it,
it's
he
Creator Studio or something
yeah,
like that.
there we go. That's
Yeah.
it, exactly. Creative Studio,
hmm
yes. And it looks more like an animated, like cartoon character, and it's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, and so he's
Yeah.
been really creative in regards to making these videos,
Oh yeah.
and so I'm hoping that we continue to watch what Facebook does, so that we can be on that. The hard part, all right, is that sometimes Facebook will change the algorithm, and then all of a sudden we've got to make our own modifications, because there
Yeah.
was a time where we could post something and it would get like 1,000 views very easily. um,
Yeah.
you know but then all of a sudden, we went there was a time period after their algorithm changed, where we didn't get some of our posters weren't getting views, like it wasn't
Yeah.
reaching people, and so we
Yeah.
thought, okay, what's going on? Is all are the followers bored? Are followers not getting
Yeah.
notifications? So we're doing all these things and thinking about it. So
Yeah.
what had happened, the algorithm changed. We had found
Yeah.
out that when you have a lot of text on the top part, so not in the poster itself, or in the video, but on the top part, how you can put, like, for example, when you and I
Yeah.
put in for whatever Warrior's Quest or Hope with Jonathan,
Yeah.
you put a lot of text up there,
Yeah.
okay, Facebook won't show those things very much if you have too much text. And
Yeah.
so the shorter amount of text is better, because they won't show something very much if you have too much text.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Okay.
little things that we had to learn. And then so what we
Yeah.
what we did to be creative, and Jeff's probably already talked to you about this, so this is probably just
It's okay.
um, me just rambling like rambling root beer. But um, so it's we just learned to put the bulk of our information in the comments section. He's probably said
Sure.
something to you already, and so we've just gotten really
Yeah.
creative. But
What he's schooled me on is interaction and engagement. So the more you comment, the more comments on a post, it puts it in a whole
right,
nother demographic and
exactly,
algorithm, and it draws attention and brings attention and puts it out there in front of more people.
right,
Especially, I don't know about you, but I'm more drawn to a post that when you see a post and it says 100 comments or 200 likes
yeah,
versus a post that has maybe one or two and maybe one
right,
comment. It
yeah.
doesn't intrigue you as much. But if you see a post that has like 100 comments, you're like, man, this is kind of popular. I'm going to
What's
see
going
what's
on?
popping in
Yeah,
there.
it's,
I'm going to see
yeah,
what's cracking in there, you
uh-huh,
know? And
right.
then
I
once you
agree.
get in there, you kind of read around and you're like, oh, okay, well, I see why people
Yeah,
are commenting on this. There's a lot of interaction going on, and a lot of times it won't be exactly about what the post is originally about, but
right.
it's feedback,
Become
and you can kind
something of
of
its own
you
thing.
know
Yeah,
interact with that. And I think I think that's what happened though. When every time Facebook does an update, it puts like your account into another demographic of people, an area or something. Because I notice when they do major updates, it's like you start seeing less of certain people in your feed, and then you see different people. So it's definitely strange how Facebook does that. I think they do it on purpose though, to get you maybe out of the norm, and you start seeing new people. I guess
yeah.
I don't know what the
It's
method is.
yeah, it's hard to understand sometimes. But what I do know, and I try to watch YouTube videos to try to stay up on it. But I do know that they did start incorporating, like since 2013, they've
Hmm.
allowed hashtags. However, they really didn't do anything. It's like
Yeah,
so I previously didn't really use hashtags on Facebook, Instagram,
yeah,
Twitter. They do something.
yeah,
You put a
yeah,
hashtag in
yeah.
Twitter and
It
Instagram,
it'll
and it,
pull people in. Yeah,
but what happened is, well, 2020 happened and the pandemic, and
yeah,
Facebook made the change to actually make it do something with the hashtag because they were trying to help people that were trying to get different things happen, like
yeah,
whatever it might be, like the different causes that we've had,
yeah.
for like funds, people that were unemployed because of the pandemic, this, that, or the
Hmm.
other, right? And
Hmm.
so since May of this year, they changed that. And so
Hmm.
hashtags do actually do something. And so I've been trying to incorporate them more. I've been putting them in comments, and I've been putting them in some of the top part of my post.
Yeah,
I'm just uh, trying to
yeah,
get creative to see if it's going to help me get more views or reach. But
yeah,
anyway, so things like that.
yeah,
But you just have to constantly evolve and just try to get better, and I appreciate you wanting to do more, and I know it's
yeah,
because of your faith, and I know that you felt like you've got a new gift of life, and that
oh, yeah,
it's your way of showing God, hey, I'm thankful and I love that and I respect you for it.
yeah.
And so anytime you have a
Appreciate that.
question, anytime,
Yeah,
maybe just holler at me, man, and I'll help you out. I'll
yeah.
give you any
I appreciate that.
ideas. Yeah,
Appreciate that. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on, Jared. You've shared a lot about Warriors Quest and giving us tips and tools and different things, information on how things work and the future of Warriors Quest. And I really, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. I'm hoping we can do this again
for
sometime.
sure.
It was definitely fun. And again, our prayers go out to TJ Sikowski. He's
Absolutely.
wa-
Hope he
wasn't
does
wasn't
well.
feel wasn't feeling well tonight. Wasn't able to make it, and that's okay. We're gonna continue to share for you, brother. And we're going to be praying for you. And hopefully, we'll reschedule with him soon. Guys, do not miss out on this show that's coming up on Urban, 2 Guys and 6 Kidneys with Jason Nunez. I believe it starts at around 7 o'clock.
It's actually going on right now. It's been streaming for about 56 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can watch it later though, and I catch a lot of shows later. Yeah. I always catch shows later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on the Urban Health Outreach Media Facebook page. But we've got the 2 guys, Rich and Jason, on right now. They rock. I love those guys.
Who was producing that? Steve tonight?
Steve's producing it tonight, and I'll be producing. And you'd mentioned this at the beginning of the show. Dawn Kurkowski, she was my co-host last night, and I interviewed her separately on the Warriors show just recently, and she came on again last night as a co-host, and then I'm going to be producing the Sisters Against Kidney Disease show. That runs every other Monday, and I produce that show.
With Bella Langston.
Bella, the beautiful Bella Langston. She's awesome. I love her and positivity, her vibe. Bella's doing that on Monday, and she's going to be interviewing Dawn Kurkowski, and so I'll be producing that on Monday. So please tune in on Monday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for the Sisters Against Kidney Disease.
And for those of them that don't know, like when you're producing a show, what are you doing behind the scenes? Producing the show. What does that entail?
Well, it's kind of like what you're doing now. So like when I'm doing the Warriors Quest, I'm multitasking. I'm producing it and doing it, kind of like what you're doing right now. And so when I'm producing it, I'm putting up the comments. I'm putting up different banners like please share. I'm putting up different things to help get people to share it. I'm putting up comments from people when they have a question, and so then I'll play the video intro for the show, and then I'll play the outro at the end too. And so, and Bella is awesome. She and I have a good chemistry where if she has a question, she'll even say, "Hey, Jared, will you put up that question again from what's her name or whatever?" And I'll put it up again, and I'll show the comment again, and so it's fun, And then again, her spin on it is very interesting because she was on PD, but she's connected to kidney disease with FSGS, so it's a different. That's what I love about this community is that every story is different.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She's a retired police officer, and she chose to, to do PD because she didn't want it to affect her work. And then she's been transplanted for 15 years and just beams with excitement and everything. And man, I'm glad I'm able to produce her show. I'll be happy. Please look, watch it on Monday night, everyone.
Yeah, I see her doing her thing on Sisters of Kidney Disease. Yeah. Another thing I like about her too is she always includes like scriptures and stuff. So and being a person of faith, you can't go wrong with that. So and then her spirit and the way she interviews and stuff. So she's doing her thing over there with Sisters with Kidney Disease. So I definitely enjoy what she's doing as well. Her and then also Steve and Tamika. They do a show. What's that one called?
It's Renal Talk with Tamika and Steve.
And it's that one's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's generally on Thursdays. Semi-regularly, not every Thursday, every other Thursday, and sometimes 2 Thursdays in a row if you get it lined up. But
and then Steve is doing Mental Health and Me with Sade.
Sade.
Yeah. So Steve over there is doing a show, almost nightly. So he's got something going on.
He's something else. I've got mad respect for him. I really do. So, every now and then he'll ask me to produce the Lisa Baxter show or Uncle Jim's show, because he's got like some sort of engagement, and he'll hit me up and ask me if I am available to help produce one of those shows for him. And so sometimes I'll
Yeah.
do that because he's got his hands on so many different things. And I hope that he does find some time, to kind of take a break and relax, because he is doing
Yeah.
so much. He does.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I did last week, I did like 3 or 4 shows, and I was like, I don't know how Steve does that, because
I
it's
know
like he does one every night, and sometimes he does multiple shows,
Yeah,
like not just
right.
one. He's on there, and the other night I seen him on I think it was it was either World Kidney News or one of the channels that he does. He was on at like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, man,
Yeah,
so he's definitely committed. He's definitely
he is.
committed to this.
Yeah.
So shout out to Steve Belcher.
Yeah, shout out to Steve
Yeah,
Belcher. Shout out to Tamika,
yeah,
his partner. Shout
yeah,
out to the whole Urban Health Outreach Media Group. We've got
yeah,
Lisa Baxter, Uncle Jim Myers. We've got, of
yeah.
course, Audrey
Uncle
Belly
Jim.
Livingston, and
Yeah.
we've got Reynaldo Alexander.
Oh,
We've
that guy,
he's
he's a
so
fireball.
so
Yeah,
motivational. We've
yeah.
got a great group
Every
of
time I
people.
watch him, I like get the chills. That guy
Oh my
is
God.
so inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He really is, and
Mm-hmm.
we've got a great group of people.
Chef
And
O. Chef O.
Chef, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Kidney Cookery is the show that Steve
Mm-hmm.
produces, where he'll have Chef O and then Chef
Mm-hmm.
another chef.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting his name right now, Siobhan or something. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so and Steve was asking me one day. He says, it'd be great because he and I will have like these you asked me earlier, what are we envisioning, and sometimes I'll envision something like with the intros, and then he'll have a vision. And he had talked to me about coming up with a guide, like almost like he said, almost like a TV guide, so people know when the shows come on. And so,
Oh yeah.
he says, well, what if I were to have a show playing like 24/7? How could we do that, make that happen? And I said, well,
Yeah.
it's the problem with that is that, anyway, we talked about some things, some complications, and it just kind of spawned sort of a brainstorm, and that's what created what we're now calling Stream, but it's spelled STRIMM. And
Okay.
so for those of you who don't know, you can go to the Urban Health Outreach Media, our TV channel, and it's STRIMM. It's pronounced Stream, but it looks
Mm-hmm.
like Strim. And it literally has shows going 24/7 on rotation.
Yeah. And
And
it shows much like this one, only they're
yeah,
mainly about kidney
right.
education, kidney disease education, or
My older
advocating for
shows.
organ donation. Then the cooking, the recipes, and for renal diet, stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of and they're played like on a loop, right, where they're just
Right, on
constantly playing.
rotation,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, so we're going to evolve. We're going to get better, and and
Yeah.
hopefully we can continue to educate people, build awareness, and help
Yeah.
people, inspire people to be more living kidney
Yeah.
donors, because we need more living
Oh
kidney
yeah.
donors, brother.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We need a lot more education on all this kidney disease, dialysis, transplant, kidney transplant, organ donation. That definitely needs to get out there. There's so many things out there that are misled about, living with one kidney, and if I give you my kidney, will I die, and all this type of stuff. I was amazed at how many people I come across. They didn't
So many
understand about,
Yeah.
what it was about and what entailed with donating a kidney. And it just blew my mind, the masses out there that don't have a clue. They have no clue about it.
I did a show a while ago. Oh, it's been over a year, maybe at least a year ago, but maybe a little over a year. But I did put together, a show, a broadcast, and I've never seen as many living kidney donors on one live stream as I had on this show. I had 5 living kidney donors on one broadcast.
Whew.
It was awesome. I had
Wow.
5 of them. I'm tempted to try to break that, record and maybe try to get more than that, because StreamYard actually increased the amount of people you can have on one stream now. 5 used to be the max, but I think we can do 10 now. And man, I'm
Okay.
tempted to try to put something more like that together again and have 10,
Yeah.
people at least on a show. It would be awesome.
Yeah. So I'm currently only doing the medium package on the StreamYard. I think on the premium you can stream to like I think 8 different platforms
Yeah. Hmm.
and all that. But I felt like the medium package was enough to, of course, and of course there's the free package, which I was using that for a little bit just to get
Get
familiar with it.
started.
But
Get rolling.
yeah, but if you wanna do more, you got to go ahead and step up to the one of the packages. And StreamYard's amazing. I really think it's an amazing tool. Um, so, well, Jared, I really
Yeah.
appreciate you
Thank you,
coming
man.
on, man. We're gonna need to
Right.
bring this to a close. I think me and you could probably go on for another
Yeah,
30,
good.
45, but we're
Absolutely, man.
gonna. But I appreciate your enthusiasm and your
Uh-huh.
willingness to help, man. And I appreciate you, Jared. And guys, again, the Warriors Quest show. Check it out. He has an amazing. I believe it's every Wednesday night.
Every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and you can find it on the Warriors Quest Show Facebook page, Urban Health
Yep.
Outreach Media Facebook page,
Yep.
or the Urban Health Outreach Media YouTube channel.
All right, guys, you be looking out for Jared, the Warriors Quest show, and be looking out for us. I hope with Jonathan. I appreciate everybody's love and support, and all the guys out there, the people that are watching and supporting. It's a major blessing to me.
Thank you so
But
much.
yeah, and guys, stay in prayer for our nation and keep praying for us. And you guys stay blessed and take care and stay safe. And this will be a end of the show, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Take care. God bless.
Peace.
Thank you again, Jared.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.